Okay, so just on the computer here, working out how to create an invoice without a specified product. And how this is going to work really well for service people is that you'll have your own, like a Google Word document that you can write out all your service fees and maybe a specific service, what the price will be. And then it could also calculate the, if you charge for traveling to a specific place, it can also calculate that fee for you and then create an invoice, basically just a random invoice item, because it's going to always be changing. It's going to be dynamic. So the AI required for this is quite technical, and it's a lot of development time on just the prompting. I don't think people understand AI. It's not intelligent. I think this is the biggest fallacy right now with AI. Everybody thinks that it's going to replace people. It's going to complement people. The reason that people are losing their jobs with AI businesses is that they've found out that they weren't able to, be productive for the business, and AI did take away some functions of their job. But you're going to find it's not the people who are actually working that are getting fired there. And we saw this in Twitter, we've seen this in Google, we've seen this in Facebook, when they, especially Twitter with Elon Musk, most of there was like 75% of the staff there. It was just because of the bureaucracy. So it just became more productive. And that's what AI does. It's just about making somebody more productive, doing more in less time. It's really interesting doing this stuff. Takes a lot of time. I think that just to build this, just to send out an invoice, it's a 100-hour job just to work this out. But then once I've worked it out, how I can do it with 100% reliability and put in all the safeguards and all the redundancy, then it might only take 10, 12 hours to train that same model for another business, or edit it and make it specific for that business. So that's really good. Honestly, the way I see it is there are now people who pay outsourcing businesses to hire somebody in the Philippines to do this work for $37,500. And I think that AI can make it happen for $20,000 plus GST. And it's going to be ultra reliable. There's one feature I like that I would like the service people to get involved in, and that is that the invoice is not automatically sent out, but it gets held in the service person's Stripe account, and they then review that invoice. Then they press the button that says send invoice. I think that's something that I think is simple to do, but it's just that extra safeguard in place just to make sure that everything looks right. And speaking to somebody who does a lot of who's a plumber, he said that a lot of the jobs, when I read the invoice, when I've written it up, I'll go back and I'll go, you know what? That is not going to work. I just quickly reviewed the part numbers and I just realized that, we have to change just a monetary figure, or sometimes just changing the product code. So this is some feature that people can also take advantage of. Of course, it can be automated if you've got specific products that can be automated. But if it's a service business type situation where some things can change, and let's say you don't have the product code, but then you go and check it, that price can change. So at least this way, there is the human input. I think that's an option, and I think I'm going to default to that option, so that if you call me and say, I want the invoices done by AI, all the sales work done by AI, and all the customer information, creating a customer, put them in the database, send out the invoice. I think that I will default it so that I'll say to them, all right, I'll set everything up with Stripe, but you'll get an email that a customer has booked a service or has filled out an invoice. Please go check it. They click, basically, in the email, they'll click one link, it'll open up, they can check it, and they can send it or they can edit it. I think that's pretty good. Also, all the customer's information will be there, so they can quickly call the customer to say, you know what, I just had a look at that part number, and I think for what model you're describing, that may be the different part number. This one's the part number I want. Yours, the part number for the other model, which you don't have, was $10, but for the model you have is $20. Do you mind if I change that? Yeah, okay, no problem. But at least you've saved probably 2-3 hours putting in all the customer details, getting the invoice, the telephone sales call as well, all that stuff. It just cuts down time dramatically. All right, good people, have a fantastic day. Message me if you're interested. Bye-bye.